And hello and welcome everybody. This is the Ultimate Classes and Characters whole episode from the FFGamers. Now the reason we decided to make this is because obviously Christmas has just been, and we thought that, lots of people would be getting Skyrim for their Christmas. And these people may be new to the games, in terms of the Elder Scrolls, they may be new to just Skyrim, or they may be new to the whole gaming genre. So we decided as a result of this that we would help them out. And the way that we are going to do this is we're going to give people some of the character classes that we think are really, really fucking brilliant. Okay, so this first guy here, I like to call him Buzz Lightyear. Basically, he is a tank. What he is going to do is he is going to stand still, let everything come towards him, blow the shit out of them with spells, and then kill the remainder off with a couple of good axe swings or sword swings or whatever weapon you choose. His advantage is that he can take a lot of damage and he can dish it out at the same time. Okay, so some quite important traits for this guy. Number one is obviously destruction, because it's the only way that you're going to be able to get any good range damage without using a bow. And you want to stay away from bows with this guy, because having the non-combat trait gives you a whole new dimension which you can play around with. And if I'm honest, in the late game, destruction can be a lot more powerful than bows. The only advantage that bow has is that it has a sneak modifier. Also, other traits that you might want to invest in: one-handed and two-handed. When I say one-handed and two-handed, I'm sort of saying choose one. Again, this depends on what race you want. I'll go over those a bit later. Other traits, you would like to take an armor trait, definitely. It's up to you if you choose heavy or light, but for the extra security, particularly if you're a new gamer, I would say take heavy armor. In terms of other traits you might want to take after that, I would say avoid. The reason for this is that you're already spreading yourself over two big branches of the tree. You're going into magic and combat. You don't want to overstretch yourself by taking other things. And in terms of perks you might want to take, and in terms of added attributes you might want to take, I would say invest in magicka and health roughly in equal measures. And again, depending on what race you take, you might want to swing towards one or t'other. And of course, in terms of stamina, I would say leave it alone. You don't need it. You don't need to run away. What you're meant to do is you're meant to stand still, let things come towards you, and bash the fucking crap out of them. Okay, so some important races. Definitely, if you're wanting one that's sort of very much down the middle between destruction and combat, I would say the Dark Elf is a really good choice. This guy here that you're watching is actually a Nord, but he doesn't have any inherent destruction. But again, if you want, you can just take a guy who's only got inherent skills in one of the two and just build up the other. It will take a little longer, but it's the same end result. If you want to go for a more magically orientated guy who has, a bit of combat as well, then the Breton is also a good choice. He is destruction 15 to start, but he does have better magic regeneration, and he also has quite good resistance to magic, which will be very important for this guy. Okay, some strengths and weaknesses. This guy, his strength is that he can dish out damage and take it. I've already said. His big weakness, however, is when he's facing something called the multi-mage complex. Multi-mage complexes are when you're going in on these sort of big mages guild quests, and you go into this big ruin, and it's filled with a fuck ton of necromancers, and they're all firing different types of magic at you. At this point, you may find yourself in a bit of trouble. Okay, not so much from fire magic, because the idea is your health is meant to be quite high. So you can just, sit there and take it and go, do I give a shit? No. And of course you can fire lightning bolts back at them. Or whatever you want to take. Sorry, you're watching this guy and he's firing lightning bolts. But, you can choose your own type of magic depending on what you want. However, the problem arises when two types of magic start firing together. This only actually occurs with a specific 2 type of magic, and those are frost and lightning magic. When those 2 join up, you will find yourself in a bit of trouble. Now, the reason for this is because frost magic is going to slow you down. It's going to take out your stamina, you can't run towards these people, and because they're mages, they do actually skirmish and spread out. Also, the lightning magic is going to start draining off your magicka, meaning that you won't be able to cast spells. So, easy ways to try and get rid of this is to invest maybe a tiny bit in conjuration. I know I said you shouldn't, but maybe having something like a flame atronach also will help, or even just a familiar, because I'll be honest, all you need to get to one of these people is for one of them to stop firing at you just for a second, and then you can just target that one and then consolidate with the other. So, okay, a quick overview of this guy. He's pretty damn powerful. He likes to dish out damage. You can take it. He's pretty just much a juggernaut. What I would say in terms of when you're using him is try not to get yourself surrounded, because when you are surrounded, you basically have less opportune targets to fire at because you have guys behind you. Also, when you're in sort of a room, don't let yourself get cornered, because the thing is, you're not fast, so you can't run away from people that easily. What you want to do is, when you walk into a room, to effectively look for the closest targets, take them out, and let the farther away targets take their time to get towards you, dish out a bit of damage on them, and then kill the remainders off. So that concludes the Buzz Lightyear trait class.